Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost?
While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine the scene. Sunday, June 15th, 2025. The final day, 125th U.S. Open.
Right. Pressure cooker.
Totally. The air is thick, the course is just relentless, and you've got this player, Spaun, making what seems like an impossible charge.
Yeah. What happened next? It really was like something from a movie, a real fairy tale ending that nobody really predicted.
Especially not there. On one of golf's most, well, brutal stages.
It was extraordinary, and we've got, a good amount of material detailing exactly how it went down.
So this deep dive, it's all about pulling out those key pieces for you. Not just that he won, but, how he did it.
Exactly. The stage, the journey that got him there, and crucially, the big personal battles he had to overcome.
We're diving into the sources we have, trying to understand all the layers of this incredible win.
And if you look right at the end, the climax, well, it's undeniable. The sources all confirm it.
Spaun wins the 2025 U.S. Open at Oakmont.
That's the headline, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that final moment, oh, wow, pure electricity.
Picture this. He seals it, the whole thing, with this dramatic 65-foot birdie putt on 18.
65 feet. And what's really remarkable, like sources point out, that was the longest putt sunk all week.
65 feet on the 72nd hole of a U.S. Open at Oakmont. That's, the nerve.
Incredible. And the final score, it just underlines how tough that challenge really was.
He finished at 1 under par, 279.
And here's the kicker, really a key takeaway from the material. He was the only player, the only one in the entire field to finish the tournament under par.
Wow. Just the only one. That speaks volumes, doesn't it, about Oakmont?
It really does.
And the margin. How much did he win by?
2 shots clear of the runner-up. So pretty decisive in the end, especially considering, the conditions.
Right. Speaking of difficulty, let's talk about that stage. Oakmont Country Club, Pennsylvania. This place isn't just famous. It's notorious.
Oh, absolutely. Renowned for being one of the hardest courses, period, in championship golf.
We're talking the church pews.
Very up. Yep. The infamous church pews bunkers, greens that are just lightning fast, like scary fast.
And the whole layout just demands precision. Every single shot.
Relentlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got this deep history with majors, and the sources show, 2025, it lived up to the hype. It was tough.
And then, on top of that baseline difficulty, the sources mentioned there was a big weather delay during the final round.
Yeah, a lengthy one. That must have, shaken things up for everyone, added even more pressure, more uncertainty.
It throws a real curveball in there.
For sure. But sometimes, those unexpected breaks, they can be a chance to reset, to regroup.
And that seems like it might have been pretty crucial here.
Looks like it.
Okay, so we have the stage, the dramatic finish. But the story, it really comes down to the man himself, Spaun. His journey adds so much depth.
It really does. Born John Michael Spaun Jr., August 21st, 1990, L.A., American pro, been on the PGA Tour, grinding for a while.
And his background is interesting, too.
Yeah, kind of a mix. Father European descent, mother Filipino and Mexican heritage. Got into golf early. His mom was a keen golfer.
Practicing hitting balls into a net in the garage.
Yeah.
That's the classic story, isn't it?
A real grassroots start, yeah.
Yeah.
And his college path, it sounds like it built on that. San Dimas High, then walked on at San Diego State.
Walked on, so he had to earn his spot.
Definitely, and he did. Became a 2-time All-Mountain West player, Conference Player of the Year in 2012. Graduated that year, social science major, turned pro right after.
So clearly not an overnight sensation. He'd been working at this, grinding for years.
Absolutely.
Had he won on tour before Oakmont?
He had, yeah. One previous win, the Valero Texas Open back in 2022.
Okay.
And he'd been consistent enough, to rack up pretty substantial career earnings even before this huge win.
But the material, it makes it really clear that the journey wasn't just, fairways and greens. There was a massive personal hurdle, something that nearly stopped him completely.
This is a really critical part of his story. Back in 2018, he started facing this severe health struggle.
And initially, they didn't even know what it was.
Well, worse. They misdiagnosed him. Initially told him it was type 1 diabetes.
Misdiagnosis?
Yeah.
How did that affect him? I mean, physically, professionally?
The symptoms were just debilitating. Things like dizziness, blurred vision, and really alarming weight loss. The sources say he lost 23 kilos. That's like 50 pounds. Over 3 years.
50 pounds. For a pro athlete, that's devastating.
Think about it. Trying to compete at that level, losing that much weight, feeling like that, it had a direct, terrible impact on his game, his career.
Sounds like it just completely derailed everything.
It did. The material shows his world ranking just plummeted from just outside the top 100 down to nearly outside the top 600.
Wow.
He even lost his PGA Tour card. And at that point, he was seriously thinking about, quitting golf, ending his career. That's how bad it got.
There must have been an incredibly dark place to be. What changed? What was the turning point?
A really crucial moment came in 2021. He saw a specialist, finally got the correct diagnosis. He wasn't type 1, he was type 2 diabetic.
Ah, so getting the diagnosis right was the key.
Exactly, because it wasn't just having diabetes, it was getting the wrong treatment for the wrong type. Once they knew it was type 2, they could start the proper treatment. Insulin, other things.
And that allowed him to recover.
It let him regain his health, his strength, and critically, his form. His golf game came back.
And then connecting that whole battle, that comeback from nearly quitting to winning the U.S. Open, it just adds such a powerful layer.
Totally. This wasn't just, a golfer winning a major. This was a guy reclaiming his health, his entire career on the absolute biggest stage.
It really elevates the whole story, doesn't it?
It makes it more than just a great golf win. It's genuinely inspiring. A story of perseverance.
Okay, let's circle back then to that final round at Oakmont. Let's see how this fairy tale, fueled by that incredible grit you mentioned, actually played out. The sources say he didn't exactly start strong.
No, definitely not. He faced a deficit early, had 5 bogeys in his first 6 holes. Not exactly the start you want when you're chasing a major.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But then came that weather delay we talked about.
That unexpected pause.
Right.
And when play resumed.
Something clicked. Something shifted. He was just remarkable on the back 9, made 2 really long-range birdies that just shot him up the leaderboard.
Especially while others were struggling.
Yeah, exactly. Even after the rain maybe softened things slightly, a lot of guys were still finding Oakmont really, really tough. He was moving the other way.
The momentum clearly swung his way. What were the absolute key moments, the shots that defined that comeback?
Well, the material points to 2 big ones. First, a really precise approach shot on 17. It's a drivable par 4.
Okay.
That set up a crucial 2-putt birdie, gave him a 1-shot lead heading to the last hole.
And then,
of course, the winning moment. That unbelievable 65-foot putt on 18.
Yeah.
Just drained it, sealed the deal.
the putt everyone will remember from this U.S. Open, for sure. And his reaction, you could see the emotion. Oh, yeah. Sharing that huge heartfelt hug with his caddy, Mark Cairns, right there on the 18th green. It's instantly iconic. An image you won't forget.
So this win marked his 2nd career PGA Tour victory.
Yeah.
And the immediate impact, winning a major like the U.S. Open.
It was huge, significant. His world ranking instantly shot up, landed at number 8.
Number 8, wow.
Yeah. Puts him right in the mix for, potential rider-up spot.
Big deal.
And financially. The prize money was staggering, $4.3 million. Before taxes, obviously. But that pushed his official career earnings over $22 million.
Just life-changing. A life-changing afternoon, really.
Right, absolutely.
The sources also give us a sense of who else was in the hunt, who was around him on that leaderboard. He clearly had to beat some top players.
Yeah, the field was stacked.
Right.
Top talent everywhere. But, Oakmont plus Spaun's late surge. It was just too much for most.
Who was runner-up?
Robert McIntyre, the Scot. He finished at 1 over par, 2 shots back, had a solid final round himself, a 68.
And 3rd place.
Victor Hovland, the Norwegian star, finished 2 over. And he had a front row seat, actually. He played with Spaun in that final group, saw the whole comeback unfold right next to him.
Must have been something to watch.
I bet. And the material shows, beyond those top few, Oakmont really tested the best. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler, he finished T7. Rory McIlroy, T19.
Yeah, so big names struggled.
Yeah. And other strong contenders mentioned high up were guys like Tyrrell Hatton, Carlos Ortiz, Cameron Young, Sam Burns. A lot of talent felt Oakmont's bite.
So he didn't just win. He really outlasted the best on the toughest test.
Yeah.
But, behind almost every champion, there's usually a strong support system. Does the material give us insight into his?
It does. His wife, Melody means Spaun, seems like a huge part of that. Met through friends in Orange County, married in 2019.
And the sources highlight her role.
Yeah, particularly her crucial support during his health struggles. Apparently, she was really persistent, convincing him to keep seeking answers to get that proper medical diagnosis when he was really down. That's huge, having someone like that in your corner. And they have kids.
They do. 2 daughters. Emerson Lilly, born 2020, and Violet Windsor, born 2023.
And they were there.
Yep, Melody and the girls were right there at Oakmont, on Father's Day, no less, to celebrate the win with him. Made it extra special, you imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Father's Day win with the family there.
There's even this little anecdote in the sources. Apparently, just hours before his final round tee time, he was up with Melody, helping with one of their daughters who was sick.
Wow. Just a reminder, isn't it? Even these elite athletes, they're dealing with normal life stuff. Family challenges right alongside the immense professional pressure.
Exactly. It's mentioned Melody even reportedly has this kind of 5-hour practice rule to try and help balance the golf grind with family time.
That perspective must be grounding. And his caddy, Mark Cairns, we mentioned the hug.
Yeah, Mark. He's been an integral part of the team since April 2021. And interestingly, he's a former pro golfer himself. Won the Boston Open twice, apparently.
Yeah, then transitioned to caddying back in 2002. Worked with several tour players before JJ, and their partnership, it was clearly vital at Oakmont. The material suggests Cairns gave him some crucial advice during that tough final round.
And we saw that connection, that incredible embrace on 18. It really spoke volumes.
It did. Showed the depth of that bond, Forged through the grinding years, overcoming those challenges together.
And there was another nice touch afterwards.
Yeah, classy moment. Phil Mickelson's old caddy, Jim Bones McKay, he retrieved the 18th hole flag for Cairns. It's kind of a cool tradition for winning caddies at majors.
Nice touch. Okay, so bringing it all together, the material we've looked at, it definitely paints this picture of J.J. Spaun's win at the 2025 U.S. Open as something pretty special, often called a fairy tale ending.
It kind of fits, doesn't it? Because of that dramatic, unlikely win. It's this powerful story of perseverance, talent, redemption, all coming together on golf's toughest stage.
And the significance is undeniable. Maiden major, the comeback from the health scare, being the only one under par.
Right. It is presented as this really inspiring story. Grit, determination, finally paying off in a huge way.
And here's something maybe to leave you with. Based on this deep dive into the sources, while everyone calls this story a fairy tale, and yeah, that 65-foot putt felt pretty magical, the material makes it really clear it wasn't just magic.
No, not at all. It involved years and years of grinding it out on tour, battling that really serious personal health challenge, the diabetes, which almost ended his career.
And managing the real demands of family life right alongside this high-pressure job.
Exactly. The sources show, he lost his tour card. He nearly quit the game entirely. Success didn't just happen overnight, and it definitely wasn't handed to him.
So for you listening, thinking about maybe your own challenging goals, professional, personal, whatever, what does this story mean when you inevitably hit those setbacks?
Yeah, how much of achieving something really big is just raw talent and how much is simply refusing to give up, even when things look, incredibly bleak and you're facing tough personal stuff.
And maybe, what role does having the right support system play? Having people around you when you're navigating those really difficult times.
Spaun's win at Oakmont, it's a potent reminder, isn't it? That perseverance through real difficulty, even severe health crises, career setbacks, it can lead to these unexpected, deeply inspiring triumphs.
It makes you reflect maybe on your own capacity for grit, for determination when the pressure's on, and how important it is to have people who believe in you, especially when maybe it's hard to believe in yourself.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.